Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of The Adventures of Brian. Even though today isn't really an adventure, we are doing another home vlog today because if you can't tell from my Epic Universe hat that I got at Epic Universe on my visit several weeks ago, I am doing a video on my final thoughts on Epic Universe because I did talk about Epic Universe obviously at the park, each of the vlogs that you guys saw, and if you didn't go see them, go check them out. I think I have about 5 different Epic Universe vlogs, each vlog, one vlog per portal, and I believe the last vlog was Harry Potter Land, if I'm not mistaken, before this one for Epic Universe. But I will be doing my final reviews and what I thought about each land, and I'll be talking to you about that like going into more detail than I did at the park, because the park I was kind of like in a rush to try to get to each land to film it because I only had a limited amount of hours there. But here I can give you a very good detailed review of each land, so let's get into it. So the first land is Super Nintendo World. This was, all the lands were good, but this was definitely one of my favorite lands, like going into it wise, because you go up an escalator and then the boop boop boop. I don't know how to do it, but that, like, when you get points on the game, you hear that going up on the escalator, and then you go through Princess Peach's house, and then boom, you're in the land. It feels like you're literally in the game. It's crazy. Now, I've never played Mario Kart, but I've played the Super Mario Bros. From a long time ago on the old Nintendo Switch, and even though I haven't played the newer Mario, like Mario Kart, I still really enjoyed this land. The scenery was amazing. The detail was great. So there is a little area that I did not really go over in the vlog, and that is because I didn't buy the bands to do it. The power-up bands in Super Nintendo World is something that I didn't do, but there are little areas throughout Super Nintendo World where you can use your band, kind of like a Magic Band at Magic Kingdom or Disney World altogether, where you can tap your power-up band and you can do interactive stuff throughout Super Nintendo World. I did not do that or get footage of that, but that is a little extra thing you can do in Super Nintendo World. So talking rides, there's 3 rides in Super Nintendo World. The first ride I'm going to be talking about is Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, I believe is the full name. This ride was really cool. I obviously couldn't get it on camera, but you wore these glasses, and then you had to shoot Bowser and shoot the bad guys and try to get at least 100 coins, I believe it was. And then if you got 100 coins or over, you beat Bowser, you won. One time on this, if you saw the vlog, I failed the first time, but the second time off camera, I beat Bowser. So it's a really cool experience. I highly recommend doing that if you are going to Epic Universe at any time. But yeah, it is a very, very cool ride. And not to mention, not just the ride, but the scenery in the queue is amazing as well. There's so much detail. Every single room has so much detail. I know Universal is very good about the detail in their queues, but man, the Mario Kart queue is just crazy. There's so much to look at. But yeah, I definitely give the Mario Kart ride, Bowser's Challenge, a very good review. I'm not going to rate any of the rides because they're all good in their own way, but this was definitely a very good attraction. Next, for the second ride that I will be talking about is Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country was super cool. It was a smaller area. It's part of Nintendo Land, even though it feels like Donkey Kong has his own land. It is part of Donkey Kong. I mean, it is part of Super Nintendo World. But that is where the Donkey Kart Minecart Madness attraction is. That ride is I think it's good. I've heard some reviews that a lot of people didn't like it. It is rough, but I think it is a super fun, quick, but fun ride. There are a few animatronics in it, and they are super cool. And the queue for that, there's not too much to look at in the queue, but there is a cool animatronic. I believe his name is Cranky Kong. I don't know if that's Donkey Kong's grandpa or his dad, but that he's related to Donkey Kong, I believe. And there is also a parrot in there, a bird also, which are very impressive animatronics. But for scenery wise, that queue doesn't really have too much like the Mario Kart ride, but this is a super fun ride and it is highly recommended. And the last ride for Super Nintendo World is Yoshi's Adventure. This is a slow moving ride, pretty much like the People Mover at Magic Kingdom, but definitely a shorter ride. And a lot slower. I definitely prefer People Mover than Yoshi's Adventure, but it is a cool ride because you do get to look out and see all of Super Nintendo World, basically. You can see where you entered at Princess Peach's castle, and it is definitely a cool ride for, if you have little kids that can't really do the big rides, that is definitely a good ride for them. Or if you're just somebody that doesn't like roller coasters, it's a good ride for anyone. But the queue for this is cool. There's a lot of scenery in there too. I believe there's some power-up band stuff that you can do in that queue. But yeah, the queue is very cool to look at. And there are several animatronics in the Yoshi's Adventure attraction, and they're all super impressive animatronics. But Yoshi's Adventure is definitely my least favorite in that land, but it's still a cool ride to experience at least once. And I didn't really get footage of this either, but there are a few pop-up restaurants here and there in Super Nintendo World. There is a quick service location, I believe near the Mario Kart attraction, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. That might be on the first floor. Super Nintendo World, by the way, I forgot to mention, has 2 floors. There's a first and second floor. And I can't remember which area the quick service sit-down restaurant is, but they do have at least one quick service restaurant. And they do have some little pop-up grab-and-go restaurants as well throughout Nintendo Land. But yeah, it is super impressive, and the gift shops too are definitely something to check out. Even the gift shops, I mean, yes, it's just a gift shop, but it's not like the City Walk gift shops at City Walk at Universal. It is like the gift shops, like the ceiling, the walls are like covered in theme. Like the gift shop itself is themed all around you. It's not just the merchandise. It's literally the entire gift shop is themed to that land, which is super cool. Next land, Dark Universe. This was, believe it or not, it was not my favorite land, but it was definitely, it definitely has one of my new favorite rides, and you probably know what that ride is. I'll get to it in a second. But when you enter Dark Universe, it's super cool. The portal's amazing. There is no escalator on this one. In fact, the only escalator portal would be Super Nintendo World. No other portal at Epic Universe has the escalator where you go up. But Dark Universe, you enter. It looks super cool at night, but Dark Universe, like I said, you enter, and then it's there's some fog as you enter, and it kind of looks like a I don't know, it kind of feels like a Halloween Horror Night type of vibe is what I get, because it's like you see like skeletons, and you walk into like a cemetery area, and it feels spooky because of like the fog and all. But I definitely give this land for detail. It's amazing. But yeah, definitely this land is cool for theming. Don't even get me started on the Frankenstein castle where the Frankenstein attraction is. That is such a cool castle. That is definitely my favorite part of Dark Universe, is the Frankenstein castle. and the windmill that has the fire effect. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the fire effect is only at night on the windmill, but I could be wrong. Comment down below if you've seen it during the day, if you've been, but pretty sure the fire effect's only at night. But regardless, those are both the best looking scenery things at Dark Universe. So with that, let's get into the rides. There are 2 rides at Dark Universe. Of course, the first one we're going to talk about is the one and only Frankenstein Experiment. This was a phenomenal ride. Basically, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey at Islands of Adventure. If you've been on it, you know what it's like. It's a motion simulator ride where like you get taken off the ground and you go like that. If you've been on it, you know what I mean, or if you've seen a video. Super cool attraction, way more animatronics than the Forbidden Journey. And I think it's a little bit more intense than Forbidden Journey. But this ride, I didn't record on this ride just because I didn't want to lose my phone or anything like that on it. Because believe it or not, I don't trust myself holding my phone sometimes on those super intense rides. So I didn't record on it, but the queue for this ride is crazy. Every little detail, just like Mario Land, it's themed. Frankenstein himself is in the queue in some, I don't know, container thing. Kind of reminds me of the thing at Animal Kingdom, the Flight of Passage with the Na'vi and that tube. It's kind of what Frankenstein's in. But this queue is super cool. And yeah, even if you're waiting like 2 hours for this queue, which obviously 2 hours is ridiculous, but if you're waiting that long, you get to take in all of the details. Because during the pass holder previews, we kind of kept moving. Like there was no, we stopped, but we didn't stop long enough to really look at the queue. So if you go after opening day, you see the very intense, you get very intense lines. You get to see the details of the queue. But the ride itself, super cool. The pre-show, don't even get me started, was super cool. That Frankenstein, let me tell you. The girl animatronic, and forgive me, I forgot her name, but the Frankenstein animatronic was phenomenal. It's so freaking tall. But that was such a cool animatronic. Definitely a cool pre-show, and there's 2 pre-shows, by the way, for the Frankenstein Experiment. And before we get to the other ride at Dark Universe, they do have some pop-up restaurants as well in Dark Universe. They do have, I believe, 2 sit-down restaurants. And by sit-down, I mean quick service, but you can actually go in and sit down. You're not like, it's not the pop-up restaurants. They actually have indoor restaurants. And I didn't get any footage of it, but I believe from what I've seen, they are super like themed, like very themed. The restaurants are very themed. So next time I go, I will have to check out those restaurants, see the theming. But also the gift shops are super cool too. It's very dark, obviously, very, just like Mario Land, the gift shops are very themed to what the land is. And if you didn't know this, you can also get your face painted from as a Universal Monster. You can get like a Universal Monster face paint, I believe. And the second and last ride in Dark Universe is Curse of the Werewolf. This ride, I liked it. It was super fast, super short. I think it could have been a little bit longer. The entrance to this ride is super cool. You got the werewolf outside. The queue, there's really not much scenery in the queue, but the ride itself is cool. You kind of spin, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, except Guardians is way better in my opinion, and longer. But you do spin a little bit back and forth, and I think it depends on body weight, if I'm not mistaken from what I've heard. Depending on how heavy the person is or how light the person is depending on how much you spin. I'm not too sure if that's true or not, but that's what I've heard. But this ride was super cool. Not as good as Frankenstein, but it is a coaster, and it is recommended at least once. But I would not recommend waiting super long for this ride. Okay, land number 3, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. This land was my second favorite land behind Super Nintendo World, And I'm not going to, I mean, yes, I'm saying what my top favorite lands are, but I'm not going to say like, I'm not going to confirm like, okay, Super Nintendo World's my first, Isle of Berk is my second favorite, which it is, but I'm not going to like confirm that. And what I mean by confirm is I don't really know what's my favorite. They're all good in their own way, so it's kind of hard to like say, oh, this is my favorite, this is my favorite. So, but as of now, Isle of Berk is my second favorite land out of the 5. I have seen the How to Train Your Dragon like posters for like the movie, and it looks identical to what the movie looks like. I've never actually seen How to Train Your Dragon. I know there's a live action, I believe, coming out very soon. Perfect timing for Epic Universe opening. And I believe when you see this video, Epic Universe will already be open. Supposedly, I'm not too sure when I'm uploading this video. But I believe there's a movie coming out soon for How to Train Your Dragon. I believe it's a live action. But the scenery is amazing. And like I said in the vlogs, or if you haven't watched the vlog, How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk is amazing, even though I don't really care for How to Train Your Dragon movie. I don't care to see the movie. If you think I should see it, let me know in the comments down below, but I don't really care to see it. But the attractions are great, and holy crap, the show that they have there is crazy. So we're gonna start off with, we're gonna get this out of the way, the restaurants. They have several quick service kiosks where you go up and order outside, like the outside ordering, and then you gotta find a place to sit type restaurants. They have several of those throughout Isle of Berk, and then they also have 1 or 2 sit-down restaurants. I know they have at least one, and it's a pretty impressive entrance. I went in there for a second. I didn't film anything in there, but I did go in there for a quick second to see what it was. But it is a restaurant, so they do have several places to eat in that land, which is good. Okay, the show. I believe there's only one show at Isle of Berk, if I'm not mistaken, and that is the Untrainable Dragon Show. This show, and I'm not really a show person, I'm more of like a rides person. I love the coasters. I'm all about the rides at the theme parks. But the that Untrainable Dragon Show is just crazy. If you saw my How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk vlog, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go check that out. That show is incredible. And I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it because I've already vlogged it and posted it. The dragon that flies over the audience is just incredible. Yes, it's an animatronic, but it's still amazing how the engineering to that, like it flies over guests. And there's a real person pretending to be Hiccup, I believe his name is. A real person, not a fake person. I think some people think it's a fake, like, person up there for the dragon. No, it's a real person. But, yeah, that show is incredible. It's one of my favorite shows at Universal. Comparing it to Disney, I don't know, because Disney has some good shows. Although Disney doesn't have any good shows where something flies over you. Now, Indiana Jones, it's been a while since I've seen it, but the Indiana Jones show's pretty good too. So maybe between Indiana Jones and the How to Train Your Dragon show for those two. But I'm not really going to compare the How to Train Your Dragon show to Disney shows, but it's definitely probably the best show at the Universal Orlando Resort for sure. But yeah, super cool show. It's good singing. There's some good songs in there. But overall, it is a very cool experience. Highly recommend doing that show if you go. Okay, rides. My favorite part of talking is about the rides. So the first ride I'm going to talk about is the ride called Fire Drill. This ride is a water ride. It is I don't really want to base it off Popeye and Dudley Do-Right Rips Off Falls at Islands of Adventure, but you do get pretty wet on it. It's like it's a boat ride where you have to, I believe you have to shoot targets, and then the targets shoot water back at you. I'm not too sure how it works, but it is a boat ride. It's a very like slow ride. I think it's a pretty decently long ride, but yeah, it's like a boat ride, and you do get fairly wet, I believe. And every time I walked past it when I went, the ride was only a 5-minute wait. So you must get pretty wet, because I guess people didn't want to get wet. But comparing it to Popeye and Dudley Do-Right Ripsaw Falls for getting drenched, I would say Dudley Do-Right and Popeye is probably a lot worse. Fun-wise, probably not that fun because it's super slow. But I would say do it at least once. I haven't ridden on it to actually give my full opinion on it, but I would say ride it at least once, because I'm definitely going to ride it the next time I go. Okay, the next ride is Hiccup's Wing Gliders. This ride is the only roller coaster in How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. I would like to compare it to like a Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure type of ride, except for Hagrid's is a little bit longer of a ride than this one, but it's pretty fast and super fun ride. There's several elements in the ride that's really cool to look at. The queue isn't really decked out into anything, but it's kind of like okay, here's some ropes, we're gonna wait. But it is still a super fun ride, highly recommended. Definitely put this on your to-do list for the How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk section. And the last ride in How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk is, it's actually a ride that I haven't seen at any of the theme parks recently. It's kind of like a carnival ride. It's called Dragon Racers Rally, and you kind of like go like this a little bit. It's hard to explain, but it's a super cool ride. I liked it. It's kind of short. It's not that thrilling, but I will say it is definitely a ride to do at least once. All the rides at Epic Universe are rides that you should do at least once. But I liked this ride, and I recommend it for basically anyone, obviously if you're tall enough. But yeah, it is a slower ride. It does look scary from you being on the ground, but actually doing it was actually really cool. And I believe I know there's wings there's like bars they give you, and you can go like that, and you can turn and almost go upside down. I couldn't figure it out, but I did see people when I was in line doing that. But yeah, that is it's a cool ride to check out. And I also forgot to mention one other thing, and that being there is also a little playground for little kids to play in, pretty much like Shrek's Swamp Meet. Well, not the Shrek Swamp Meet, that's the meet and greet for Shrek, but just like that area in DreamWorks Land where they have the playground for kids in DreamWorks Land. It's basically what the playground is like for How to Train Your Dragon. It's just, it's got some slides in it, some, what do you call it? Like ropes that you climb up or whatever. Kind of like the Boneyard, basically the Boneyard at Animal Kingdom as well. But yeah, they also have a little play area for kids as well. Forgot to mention that. Okay, next one, Celestial Park. I believe I said that right. On the vlog, I messed up a couple times, but Celestial Park, this was vlog number 4, I believe, for Epic Universe. This was it was definitely my second least favorite land. So it's not my least favorite, but it's not my most liked. This land is home to one of the greatest roller coasters I've been on in Central Florida. Meaning it passes SeaWorld's coasters, it passes Disney's coasters, obviously. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But first, we're going to talk about the restaurants. So the restaurants, they do, of course, every single land in Epic Universe has these little pop-up restaurant locations. Celestial Park has several pop-up locations to, grab and go stuff.
They also have several, one, two, or three. They have at least at least three sit-down restaurants in Celestial Park. I actually ate at one of them. I didn't record inside any of the restaurants, but they do have at least three restaurants. One's a pizza place. One's like a under the sea place, I believe. I'm not too sure if there's actual fish in that restaurant. I think it's like they call it like an Atlantis place. I'm not too sure the name of the restaurant. And then the other one's kind of like a casual, regular dining area. I'm not too sure if all of them are quick service. The one I ate at was mobile order quick service. They're very, and quick note though, Epic Universe is very like they really want you to use that mobile order app. So if you don't like mobile ordering, be on the lookout, because Epic Universe they really want you to mobile order, at least at the restaurant that I ate at. But they do have several places to eat to choose from. Now the gift shops, and I forgot to mention that in the Isle of Burke when I was talking about Isle of Burke. Isle of Burke has several gift shops as well, but Celestial Park has a lot of gift shops. They have two big gift shops, like indoor gift shops like Super Nintendo World, but they also have some outside kiosks as well, like shopping outside gift shops. So I guess shopping kiosks is what you would call it. But yes, there is a lot to eat in Celestial Park, and there's a lot to look at to shop there as well. That's actually where I got this Epic Universe hat, was Celestial Park. Okay, rides. And there are no shows in Celestial Park unless you count the Nighttime Spectacular show that they have. It's like a little fountain show. I actually didn't go see that. I was going to, but I decided to do some rides twice since they were walk-ons. And so besides the nighttime show at night, there are no actual daytime shows in this land. But rides, Stardust Racers. It is definitely the best coaster I have been on. So you go like this, and you can't record on it at all, even if you want to sneak it, you can't. They metal detect you like Rip Ride Rockit, so no way could I record. But you go like this in the coaster. So like the person in the other coaster car, you're racing each other basically, Stardust Racers, but you go like this and you can see the other people. Like if you wave at someone, they can see you. It's super cool. My dad was making me laugh so much on that ride. It was an experience. But there is actually a yellow and green side. Now I did do both. I went on it twice. Some people say the green is more intense, but my opinion, and I think I said it on the Celestial Park vlog, if I'm not mistaken, but there is really no difference in my opinion. I think they're about the same. And if there is a difference, there might be one extra loop in the green. But intensity-wise, it's pretty much about the same. But let me tell you, that is definitely the best coaster, the best ride at Epic Universe, in my opinion, and definitely one of the best coasters in Orlando. And the last ride, they got two rides in Celestial Park, the last one being the carousel. This one was pretty cool. It's kind of cool because you go backwards and forwards. It's not like your typical regular carousel like Disney or the Carousel at Islands of Adventure. You just, you go forwards, then you go backwards. I'm not too sure how that all works, but it is a pretty interesting carousel. I mean, it's just a carousel, except you go backwards. This one's okay. I mean, all ages can really ride it because it's a carousel, but I don't know. I don't know if I would do that carousel again. I mean, I might with my sister and mom when they go, because they did not go with me on the date I went. It was just me and my dad that went. But if they don't care to ride it, I don't care to ride it again. But obviously, if you're a first timer and you may not come back to Epic Universe at all, I would definitely give it a shot, because there is cool, scenery in the carousel ride. Okay, I believe the last land that I have yet to talk about is the one and only. You guys are probably waiting on this one. Harry Potter in the Battle at the Ministry Land. And if you saw my vlog, you know what I'm about to say. If you didn't see my vlog, you're probably going to be shocked, because I know the biggest hype right now is Harry Potter at the Battle of Ministry attraction. I unfortunately was not able to ride that ride because of virtual queue issues going on, but it was actually broken down half the day that I was there. But I gotta be honest with you guys, Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry Land, like the scenery is cool. Harry Potter Land is always one of the best looking lands, like Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida, and now Epic Universe. All the Harry Potter lands are super detailed to the movie. They're super cool looking. But I gotta say, it's my least favorite land. There it is. There it is. It is my least favorite land. Some of you, if not most of you, might hate me for that. I'm sorry, but there's like the lack of stuff to do in that land, though. Like, all it is shopping in that land. Like, yes, there's the wands that you can do, which I never purchased a wand, but there's wands that you can like use, like at Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. You aim the wand, you step on the pad with the wand, and you aim your wand at something, and then something moves. I know there's that, which is pretty cool. I might purchase a wand one day, but I mean, not a huge Harry Potter fan. I have seen Harry Potter 1 and 2, but the lands are super cool. But I know there's the wand thing, and the shops are super detailed. And there is a show there, by the way. I could not see the show due to time-wise. I was unable to see the show because of the order of stuff I was doing. I missed the last show. But there is a show that I will have to check out, and that does look pretty cool. But besides the show, besides doing the wands, and besides obviously Home 2, I couldn't record because, again, I couldn't go on it. But besides the obviously one of the best rides ever made, from what I've heard, Harry Potter at the Battle of Ministry, besides that attraction and besides the show, I don't really like that land. I mean, there's not a lot to do there. I kind of wish there was like 2 rides for Harry Potter Land, especially one that's, I don't know, not as technically technologically advanced. There it is. They could have built another Harry Potter attraction over there, just something. I don't know. But don't think that I'm bashing the Battle at the Ministry attraction. I am not. I can't wait to ride it. I'm really looking forward to it. But the land itself, the lack of stuff to do is just, I don't know. It's definitely my least favorite land. For scenery wise, it's great, but lack of events, not a lot to do there. But if you can get the virtual queue, I would definitely highly recommend doing the ride, because it's definitely one of Epic Universe's top rides, if not Universal's top attractions at the moment. But besides Battle at the Ministry, I got nothing for this land. If you're looking for a place to shop, there you go, is the Harry Potter world. But Harry Potter world's okay. Once I get on Battle at the Ministry, I'll like it even more. But for event-wise, not a lot to do. And I think I pretty much covered everything for Epic Universe. So with that is going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know the home vlogs aren't as good. They're just home vlogs. I honestly don't like filming home vlogs. I like going out and filming at the parks, but I figured I'd give you guys my overall review of it, because I feel like I didn't really give a super good review at when I was at the park filming, because I was trying to focus on the park, focus on filming, and I'm like, I don't want to stand here forever. So I figured I'd give an overall review at my house and just give another video for you guys so you guys know what to look forward to on your Epic Universe trip. So with that, it's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you on the future episodes of The Adventures of Brian. Bye for now.